I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with a 3-minute cattle market update for Friday, May the 5th, where we've got no complaints on this cattle market here the last 2 or 3 months, and it's been a pleasant surprise. It's even quieted down the whiners, and being a whiner is not really a cowboy or a cattleman's style. But since the last year and a half, since we've seen that big sell-off from the highs, and not from the record highs, but from that last little jump up, the second wreck that we've had since we've come off of those record highs, we've had some whiners, people going around on TV in different places, trying to get somebody to give them an answer why the market went down. I said it 1,000 times if you were watching me back then. The reason the market went down so far is because it had so far to fall. You know, we knew that the cattle were bringing way too much back from 2013 to 2015 there. A ball and calf right off the cow is not worth $1,500. Now it brought $1,500 or more than that in a lot of cases there for a while. But we all kind of knew it wasn't worth that. It's not anybody's fault. It's not the government's fault. It's not country of origin labeling's fault that we did that. We've gotten rid of that country of origin labeling now, and now our two best customers to the north and to the south are a lot happier with us. A guy can go down there and buy some Mexican cattle coming across the border. He can background them and feed them, and he's not taking a big hickey like he was there for a while. You and I can feed them. The only people that weren't taking a hickey there for a while were the packers that were getting those cattle and feeding them, and then they would run them through their own plants at no discount, of course. But if somebody else tried to feed some of them, they'd take your head off. But we've gotten rid of all that now. And now we're just enjoying this market, and now we're afraid we've gone up a little bit too much here because it drew attention. Your feeder cattle contracts were down hard on Thursday, and it drew the attention from Chicago traders. They don't really care anything about cattle or cattle people or anything like that. They just see a market that's overbought, and they're ready to dogpile on it. And that's what happened on Thursday. Whether it holds or not, we'll see. But you look at your cattle futures on the mid to late week there. Live cattle futures, June contract. Wednesday was up to $3 limit. Thursday up also, but just $1.25. Ending the day on Thursday with June contracts at 130, 130. Feeder cattle contracts for May. Wednesday was up 367. Then Thursday we're at expanded limits. The good thing about expanded limits is you can go up more than the daily limit allows. The bad thing is you can go down more too. So since we hit the limits there through the week, we were expanded limits on Thursday down $5.02. Took all that back that we'd gained through the week there, and May contracts ended on Thursday at 148.27. Why did it go down? No other reason but Chicago traders saw that thing had been going up like crazy and decided it was a good time to jump on it and ride it down, and that's exactly what they did. Can't really do anything about it. It did give a little bit of relief to guys that had a lot of stocker cattle turned out for summer grass yearlings that have been paying these margin calls, and it gave them a little breather. But they're desperately needing to sell those summer yearlings, but you can't get anybody to give them an offer on it. This thing's been so wild here lately, going up so hard and fast that we're not sure if that's just an aberration or if it's going to hold or what, and nobody's ready to price to make an offer on some yearlings coming off grass either mid to late summer or even in the fall. So we're just kind of holding and waiting, and we may have to wait until those summer videos come out and get some cattle priced on there. That's a good way that guys kind of appraise their summer grass yearlings, is on those videos that'll come out there in the summer, usually in the first part of July. But your fall contracts on feeder cattle, $2 to $5 lower, with August now sitting at 158. And you can't even get anybody to bid 150 on an 800-pound steer coming off grass yet. So everybody's just sitting and waiting to see what's going to happen there. But your fat cattle trade for this week so far was almost 115,000 head negotiated, 114,700 through Thursday. Your weighted averages so far, we still got to finish up a little cleanup sales that'll happen there on Friday, but near 144.75 for a live weighted averages. That's 850 higher, close to it. Your dress sales, $230 is going to be very near where the weighted average is at. That's $14.50 higher. Wow, just such a spike. These guys are making good money now, these cattle feeders. They deserve it. And I'm glad to see that they're making money. They have been taking hickeys for the last 3 years, trying to get off of those big highs, and now we're at another kind of a peak, but still finally making some money. And you know, a lot of those cattle feeders will say, you know, we'll take the hickeys if you let us hit the home runs once in a while. Well, they are hitting home runs now. A lot of these cattle that are being sold fat right now, making over $400 a head. If they were bought cheap, bought right, and really performed, they can make over $500 a head. But really great to see those guys making money, and they deserve it. There's what keeps this industry going. These packers are really hating to have to pay this kind of money. They're got caught short bought, and really weren't expecting numbers to get so tight of market ready cattle, weren't expecting demand to be so good to be able to keep these kills up and be so profitable so far all this year and all of last year too. But now they're having to strong arm their customers to keep these box beef cutout values, trying to keep up with what they're having to give for fat cattle, and they're running a little bit of red on their closeout sheets for the first time in a long time. Your actual weight on a dressed steer has kind of bottomed out now around 850 pounds, just under it. So we may be getting to the end of this really shortness of market ready supplies. We knew that when we got into May there was going to be more cattle available, and we've been reaching out and grabbing green cattle and trying to stay real current, but we're slowly going to start working into more numbers. And now these cattle feeders have got to remain disciplined, keep selling cattle, and keep holding out for a good price every week. And more people are starting to go back to selling negotiated, and that's real healthy for the market. And that's the only reason that we've been able to obtain these big prices we've been enjoying here for the last several weeks. But you look at some feeder cattle prices there mid to late week. OKC West in El Reno, Oklahoma, 15,500 head, counting the calves on Tuesday and the yearlings on Wednesday. Their feeder cattle on Wednesday, $6 to $10 higher. The lighter run of calves on Tuesday, $6 to $8 higher. You look at your real-time index late on Thursday, all the way up at 149.24. That's up 105 compared to Wednesday's close, and up 826 for the week. Just monster gains in your feeder cattle arena there. But you look at individual quote there on Thursday afternoon in Pratt, Kansas. They had 2 loads of steers weighing 837, bring 153.25. That's just after 3 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. Check out DV Auction here on Friday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Joplin Regional Stockyards will have a video auction there, and they do have those periodically through the year, but got a pretty good lineup of cattle out in the country that they're going to sell on the auction there. You can go to joplinstockyards.com and log into that sale, or go to dvauction.com and watch the sale right on DV's website. Also broadcasting Western Video Market's video auction now, and they had a good sale here middle of this week on some cattle way out west. But that's 3 minutes, and we'll talk to you next week.